Good morning, it's Katrina from Daily Astrology, and today is Thursday, November 21st. So I have the chart pulled for yesterday's Mercury direct, 11:12 a.m., 11th degree of Scorpio. I want to analyze this chart because this is going to tell us not only what was going on yesterday, but more importantly, possibly, it's going to give us an idea of how these next couple weeks may be influencing our life, what may be playing out during this third and final phase of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So, just because Mercury is no longer retrograde, it doesn't mean we're done with the whole experience of Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. It's not done. There's 3 different phases that a planet goes through when it's retrograde, okay? So, for instance, Mercury coming from Libra entered into Scorpio. It traveled all the way through Scorpio until it got to the 27th degree where it stopped and then went retrograde. Then it came back over the same area for the second time until it got to the 11th degree where it stopped and then went direct, which was yesterday. And now it's going to travel for the third and final time over the same area until it gets to where it started at 27 Scorpio. And that will complete the whole Mercury retrograde in Scorpio experience. Okay, that's going to complete the cycle. So I believe that happens on the 7th of December. So 7th or 6th of December. Okay, so looking at this Mercury right here at 11 degrees, I want to talk about the fixed star that this is on. So to my understanding, this fixed star is the most occult fixed star that there is. It's called a crew. So with Mercury having to do with our minds and information and things that we come across, things that we learn, maybe through the internet, maybe through, media, maybe through conversations, whatever, okay? There may be some sort of truth that we're being exposed to about occult knowledge or something going on in the realms of occult, okay? But also this may be talking about us learning some sort of hidden knowledge, some sort of ancient information that was trying to be kept from us, okay? And it's being exposed to us. So this degree talks about metaphysics, spirituality, and astrology. So there may be some sort of information in those areas that we are learning more about. And it's like this information being in Scorpio, it's very powerful, hidden knowledge that we may be coming across, that we may be learning, okay? But also this degree talks about sacrifice. So this may be something that we are learning. This may also be tied into these patterns of our mind or these past experiences that we are now like working to find our power over, is these experiences of sacrifice or something to do with thought patterns around sacrifice that keep us sacrificing, okay? This may also be saying that we're going into a period where there is a level of sacrifice happening, okay? That could be true too, especially because we have the moon over here in Virgo. So the moon in Virgo, let me talk about that. That is definitely showing us that this Mercury is going to be bringing the Virgo side of its energy, okay? Because Mercury is ruled by Virgo and Gemini, and they both have 2 different energies. So the moon having this really nice sextile to Mercury is definitely showing over these next couple weeks, we are going to be pulling this Virgo energy, okay? So Mercury with the moon in Virgo, this is saying that we are going to need discernment, that there's going to be a lot of purification going on, and we're going to need to have a lot of discernment for what is true and what is not. Another thing that may be happening, Mercury over here uncovering some truth, finding out some sort of information that may have been kept from us in some way. And then the moon in Virgo is like, you're going to get them facts, those facts that you want. The moon in Virgo, Mercury that we're dealing with, it wants data. It wants facts. It does not want to trust based on faith and intuition. It's like, let me see them receipts. Okay, so with the moon sextiling Mercury, we may be getting the information, the facts, the data to show us this is true. So don't turn a blind eye to things that you're actually like seeing the information of things, okay? Be open to things being exposed to you. So the moon, and talking about sacrifice, okay, with the moon in Virgo, Virgo energy is about service, and it kind of does carry a level of sacrifice, because it's not about ourselves. It's learning to be of service to more, or learning to be there for people, learning to be there for others. And it's like being bigger than just for yourself. Okay. So there may be something about, sacrifice over these next couple weeks that we are going into. But the other thing about Virgo and sacrifice is there could be themes of sacrifice that we go through because of our minds, because of, certain things that have control over us, like us doubting ourselves. Okay. The Virgo energy, wanting things to be perfect, can end up sacrificing because of their perceived ideas of imperfection. And I'm not saying Virgos necessarily. It's wherever you have planets in Virgo. Okay. So this is something that's influencing all of us. It's really bringing up these ways that we sacrifice ourselves because of our perceived ideas of being imperfect, because we see our flaws, because we feel inadequate, because we feel like we're not quite ready. We could be better. Okay. This may be showing where our perfectionism or need to be more perfect leads us to actually sacrificing when it comes to us committing and really focusing in on these things that we desire. So that may be something we may be doing. The Virgo energy definitely signals to a lot of healing and purification that we are going to be going through with our minds. But this is also lending us this sharp discernment, okay? This discernment of the mind, this ability to get down to the root of the problem, this ability to clear away the excess and see okay, I see what needs to be fixed. So there's this clarity that we may be receiving with the mind and our thoughts, and just being able to understand things in a way that helps us okay, this is what I need to do to fix it. This is what I need to do to heal it. So things may come really clear as this moon in Virgo is showing us. We're going to be able to tap in to this, it's like discernment, but also it's this very critical mind, being able to critically see things, to be able to analyze things, to be able to understand things in such a way that you can actually fix it or that you can heal it. Okay, so there may be a lot of healing. With all this 11 energy that is coming up, we've had 11, it keeps coming up. This may also be hinting that we're in this time where we're carrying a higher vibration. Okay, we are stepping into a higher vibration, which is going to make us much more sensitive to what's going on. Our intuition is getting strengthened. The 11 is a master number with the highest level of intuitive knowledge or intuitive sensitivity. Okay, so we may be going through this next couple weeks with a very strong intuition, which can make us much more sensitive to the subtle energies around us, or what's going on with other people. We may be picking it up. Okay, so it's saying you're going to need a lot of discernment for what you are thinking and what you are feeling, because you're in this process of purification and healing. Okay, so it may be really important to keep your vibration high and be more aware of the certain environments or experiences that you're exposing yourself to this time. If they're creating anxiety, you may be more prone to worry and anxiety, and it has a lot to do with this increased sensitivity or this heightened intuition or this heightened vibration that we are stepping into. Okay, so making sure you're taking time in nature or meditation or exercise, or whatever it is that you do to help calm your mind or to refocus your mind, that may be something really important in this time. The other thing with the 11 is people see this as a doorway. Okay, because if you look at the ones, it's like the door frames, and we are walking in through this new experience where it is feeling much more empowered. Okay, because whenever we have the third phase of a retrograde in Scorpio particularly, I really feel like this is the rebirth energy. This is the phoenix rising out of those situations that you have had to face, these challenging things that you had to confront during this Mercury retrograde experience, and you're rising, you're taking your power back from those situations and coming from a place of much more empowerment. So we are walking through this door at a higher vibration. We're walking through this doorway from a higher vibrational place, feeling empowered, being like the phoenix rising from these situations that have had some sort of power or control over our ability to move forward. So this may be still something that we're being challenged to do. It's like, are you going to take your power back? Are you going to rise out of these things, from a place of empowerment? Okay, we're still going to be challenged to confront what has power over us, confront where we're giving our power away. Okay, so we are coming from a place of much more empowerment, but we're still being challenged to confront in order to move forward. Okay, that's still going to be a theme. So the other thing about the 11 is that this is very inspirational energy. So there may be something about us inspiring each other, like this being tied into our service, okay? Us inspiring each other. It's this leading each other, working together, and the 11 energy is about the influence on humanity, the influence on the collective. So as we're walking through this new doorway into this new experience where we are taking our power back, feeling more empowered, we are leading each other, we are inspiring each other with our actions. Okay, we have this heightened ability to inspire each other. So there's a lot of healing going on of the mind, there's a lot of purification, a lot of truth being exposed. Okay, and also this is working really powerfully with the North Node. So it shows there's some fate. This is really helping us to move forward. The North Node in Cancer is saying this is going to help your emotional well-being. This purification that is going on with these shadowed thoughts, okay? This is also these thought patterns that are very shadowed, or these emotions that you don't know how to deal with, okay? And so you just repress them. So there's a lot of purification coming up that is helping us to find more happiness, to deal with our emotions in a way that is not so upsetting or to where we can't deal with them. Okay, so we're learning how to deal with these emotions and find some sort of healing of these things that have been repressed that are still affecting us. So a lot of these emotions may have to do with guilt and shame and frustration, the frustration of not being able to achieve our goals, not moving forward with these things that we want, and being held back, feeling held back either by yourself or from outside things or things that may feel out of control, like you don't have control of it, but you're still not being able to achieve these things you want. Okay, so there's this frustration or this guilt, shame, depression. Okay, when I was talking about the 11 energy, that may be something that we experience. It's saying you're going to be much more sensitive emotionally and mentally to the subtle energies of what's going on around you. And so if you're not having discernment and really taking this time to reground yourself out in nature or meditation or whatever it is that you do, if you're not being aware of what you're exposing yourself to right now, the environments or just, the certain experiences that you're exposing yourself to that may be really affecting you emotionally, you may be going into some major anxiety or worry or depression. It may be feeling too much for you. Okay. So, and I feel like that's why the Virgo energy is saying you're going to have a lot of discernment during this time between your mind and emotions of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and making sure you're taking time for yourself, for your health, for your mental and emotional health during this time. Okay. So, guard yourself, psychic protection type thing, making sure you're really aware. Okay, if I keep watching this going on, this is really affecting me, and seeing how it affects us. Not that we're supposed to turn a blind eye to things, but just being aware of our own mental and emotional health and making sure that's a priority. So the North Node in Cancer is saying, what we're doing right now is helping us to re-identify with who we are and how we feel about ourselves. This is changing our relationship with ourselves and how that affects our emotional well-being on an everyday basis. So this is looking at, the things that we are doing, the thoughts that we are having every day, and how it affects our happiness, how it triggers, how these thoughts trigger us to feel a certain way. Okay, and it's really helping us to release, as it's also working with the South Node. We are releasing these repressed emotions. There's a lot of these old experiences that are that we are purifying. We are leaving these behind, okay? So another thing that I think is interesting is Jupiter at the galactic center, like we know, but it's also joined with Ixion. So I just want to put this out there because this may have something to do with the theme of what we're, filtering, what we are healing, the karma we are leaving behind. Okay. So Ixion deals with suffering, the experience of suffering for the wrongs of our past and not being able to escape the karma, being on this like karmic wheel of suffering for the wrongs of our past, for the things that we have done and we can't escape it. Okay, so with Jupiter being here, this may have to do with a belief system within the collective consciousness that supports this karmic suffering that we cannot break free of. This may be something that we are collectively transcending, the belief that keeps us on this wheel of karmic suffering. Okay? I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means, but I just want to throw that out there. So Jupiter being at the galactic center, this is where all new streams of consciousness come from. This is where all new ideas and thoughts, this is where we expand collectively. This is the collective consciousness and our ability to expand past our previous limitations. Okay, so during this time, we are stepping into this mental power where we are not only being able to really discern the truth, we're able to get down to the root of problems and heal them and fix them. We are changing the way that we handle our emotions. We're healing our emotions. We are healing the relationship with ourselves and finding our power to commit to the things that are going to truly make us happy or that are aligned with who we are at the core. But also there are powerful things going on within the structures that hold our reality individually and collectively. Okay. And this is something that is very beneficial. And this is something where we are expanding past these previous belief systems that have limited our reality. Okay. So I just want to stop the recording here before it gets too long, but this is talking about how these upcoming weeks may play out. And then I'm going to do another recording looking at today. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a good day. Thanks.